You're listening to WKDW Radio 97.5 and KDWRadio.com, broadcasting from the Bishop West Real Estate Mobile Tower right here in absolutely gorgeous, and I do mean gorgeous, Northport, Florida. I've got a very, very back-to-back show guest in the house. Wow, we did an amazing, I got to say, Northport Parade, Poinsettia Parade, an amazing event, amazing turnout, but why not hear it from the leader of the pack over there at City Hall? And let's get Laura Ansel on and see what she has to say about how things went with the Poinsettia Parade.
Hey, John. Thanks for having me back again. I appreciate it. You know, I'm fully caffeinated after our long weekend, but I think everyone had a really good time. We're thrilled that we were able to come together again as a community and celebrate in person. I mean, what a joy and a delight that is in comparison to last year. And, you know, had a tree lighting, enjoyed some good music, ate some good food, and had a really great parade. So thank you. Your legs got to be tired. You were walking that thing.
I was, that was 3 hours of walk, and but it was a lot of fun. I almost made it all the way down to the start of the parade.
There you go.
Believe it or
There you go.
not.
And it looked like the audience along the way. We had a lot of good folks from the community, a good turnout, and a lot of folks watching from home. So thank you to everyone who came out, who followed the rules.
I think we had something like 1,400 viewings of the video.
That's awesome.
It may be more than
3,800.
There's Marie. She got it.
3,800.
Got to fact check
there
you.
You go. 3,800.
Good job, Marie.
Yeah, Marie, pop back in for a second.
Here I am.
So we actually couldn't have done a lot of the great studio work. You were in the studio, and from your perspective, how was it going inside the studio in comparison to all of the craziness that we were fighting out there, RJ and myself included, which is trying to get technology to be our friend that day?
Well, the studio was just fine, and I was teching from my computer within the studio. We were streaming live, both on the radio, on air, on your Alexas, on your Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter feeds out there. The problem that we were having, and I'm having it right now with John, is some of the technology out there. Your voice is crackling a little now, John. Are you having that too, Laura? That he has a little crackle?
Yeah, I can hear it on my end too.
Yeah, that some of the technology, and we did a test Thursday with John with all his technology. Everything was working perfectly. Everything was streaming fine, and then things happen when you get there. And it could have been, now, John, I'm thinking about that. You had a lot of interference. Other people are using technology all around you. People were on phones. I didn't think about it at that time, but they were on technology too. He was having trouble with his Bluetooth headsets and talking, and you could have been getting interference from all those other people that were doing the same.
It's amazing because I was talking to you guys about this before the show started. Every piece of equipment that we practiced with on Friday that worked perfectly fine, not one piece worked Saturday.
You know what, John? Though that's just
And
how events
the
go,
adjustment
right?
that
That's
was made
every event. There's something.
Carrie handed me her phone and said, "Go." But go ahead.
No, I didn't
Laura.
mean to cut you off. I'm chuckling because that's every event. There's always something that you practice and you feel good about and it's going well, and then something goes a little astray, right? Or it doesn't quite go as the way you practiced it. And you just got to keep rolling and adapt and figure out, how to keep going. The good news is most of the time the folks who are in attendance don't realize it. So
right.
Yeah.
And I really don't think that anybody realized it during the show or the presentation of it all through Facebook and YouTube. StreamYard has been fantastic to work with. And when I went back and I watched the video, I actually couldn't believe how clear, and Marie can, but it was clearer than I anticipated.
Oh, absolutely. And I was able to, in case anybody was out there and watching the music and that, I was pulling that from YouTube. And YouTube and Facebook, in case you ever deal with some of this stuff out there. Yeah, I'm getting back feed from you, John, too. Um, with, if you've ever dealt with Facebook and YouTube, anytime you play music and it has copyright, even at the radio station, we have a license for this. And Laura was talking that they have a license to do some of that. Facebook will mute it in that area. YouTube, because I was pulling it from YouTube, did not mute our stuff. So if you want to watch the whole presentation, with music and all, you'll be able to go to the WKDW 97.5 YouTube page. Yeah, you fixed it, whatever you were doing, John.
Carrie and I have been doing some research, and we've been learning a little bit about the StreamYard and setting yourself up. And I actually just put a pillow up in between the speaker and the phone that's going through.
As you're watching
going through the radio station.
Okay.
And I'm just checking it. I believe it or not, everything is working properly, but I used the pillow as a sound buffer on the big speaker so it didn't echo back through.
When you went off screen for a second, John, I thought you were taking a nap on your pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I might.
Yeah.
I was actually, it's so far away, I had to lean out of screen just to check to make sure I'm still alive on the radio. And that's going to be the second thing I ask you to do, Marie, is to do your Alexa real quick and see if I'm on the air.
Okay, Alexa, play WKDW 97.5 FM.
WKDW 97.5 LPFM from TuneIn.
There we go. This was our test.
Now you're surrounded by John.
Yeah, there you are. So Alexa,
All right, so it's
cancel.
working. Everything is good. So we have new technology now through the radio station on my iPad and my cell phone, so I can actually do the radio station and stream live on the air through YouTube and Facebook Live, and use my iPad for that. So I've got two mobile devices that make me pretty much mobile anywhere I go right now.
Great, and you can be live on the air. I didn't mean to hop on, even though John asked me to. And I know I had to hop on, Laura, for the parade that day too, because I was doing announcements. I had preliminary announcements and announcements during the parade. And because John was walking around, I needed to get those out to people to tell them where to go to catch the shuttle, what activities were going on. And next time we'll have more reporters on the scene because John can't and RJ can't do it all. We should have had somebody in City Hall going around and showing all the gingerbread houses and how beautifully Donna and all those volunteers decorated City Hall. We should have had people over at the George Mullins Center, or they were doing crafts. There was a Northport Art Center, and Dee Dee told me that it was just jam-packed with kids all night long.
And some of the face painting that the art center did for these kids was amazing. I saw a few of Michelle's and Dee's beautiful, I mean, it was artwork. They got really good at it by the end. So I will say the Poinsettia event is definitely one of our largest events. But fortunately, the decorations are still up here at City Hall. So if anyone wants to go and come check it out, you know, our volunteers work hard to make City Hall look nice. So feel free to stop by. It's on all 3 floors. It's worth a little visit if you need a little burst of holiday cheer for sure.
Yeah, and we should have had somebody actually filming the tree lighting. I don't know if you guys did it on.
Yeah, we did a live stream ourselves. We got that up, and so that's on the Facebook for the Parks and Rec Facebook. If you guys want to grab it and share it out as well. But yeah, we've got some notes for next year. But if anyone has feedback, if you came to the event, if you attended it in any way, we have a link on the Northport Parks and Rec Facebook page and on the Main City page. It's just a little Survey Monkey link. Survey Monkey link. And if you click on that post, it's one of our most recent ones. You'll be able to give us your feedback, and we'll be meeting next week as a team to review all of that feedback we receive. So please do take that survey. It's appreciated, and I'll go grab it and share it to you, Marie, so you can share it out to anyone watching from home.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go offline. I mean, off screen. I'm actually in the background managing this, but I wanted to let people know that there is so much. The Northport Parks and Rec does a wonderful job. They're very interactive with your community. And if you're not taking advantage of the websites that I'm going to bring up for you or the playbook, how can you not know what's going on if you do not take the initiative to check it out? Because they do have the information out there for you.
Thank you, Marie, for that.
We're very active. We're a very active community. We're young. Average age is probably still below 45, I think.
It is, yeah.
Maybe
Last I
just over
checked, it was
45.
average of 46. So
yeah, so we are a young community. We're all over the place, but I got to tell you, the turnout, I think it blew people away. I don't think they expected that kind of a turnout.
It was a huge turnout.
And
a
there
lot
was
of
still
people.
plenty of room for more people.
Yeah, it was huge. It was huge. There were a lot of people, a lot of activity. And, if you think about it, really, we go down the whole length of, we go a mile down Sumter and across the city center campus. So and we were pretty jam-packed everywhere. So we were thrilled with the turnout, thrilled that people were excited to celebrate with us again. And we're looking forward to the next thing. You know us, John, we're always getting ready for the next. What's next? What are we going to do now? And so I think we just launched our new playbook. So I don't know if you had a chance to see it at the event, but I'm sharing it, a little sneak peek here. It was available at the Poinsettia event. And so printed copies are now here. You can pick one up at one of our community centers. You can pick it up in City Hall. You can pick it up at the Aquatic Center, our friends with the Chamber, and a few other places throughout the community. We distribute them all there. And you can also access it online. So you can find it at cityofnorthport.com/playbook. Marie was kind enough to pull it up for us there. And there's an online version there that you can go and browse through and see everything. But this is like our guide to all things Parks and Rec. So from programs to classes to our fitness memberships to upcoming events and festivals to our programming and parks. If you want to know about it, it's in there. So it's a great handy resource. Our staff, our graphic designer here has worked hard to refurbish it and make it, redesign it and make it easier to access the information you need. So we hope everyone will check it out. Let us know what you think.
It's if you don't have a playbook in your house,
come see me. I'll get you one.
Honestly, if you don't have that and you're bored out of your mind, there's a problem with that. I drove past the dog park the other day, and for listeners out there that don't realize that we have one of the nicest dog parks in the area, first off.
Yeah, it's a great park.
But second off, it's got to be one of the most active parks.
It is for sure. There's a very passionate group of users.
The parking lot was full.
Yep, and I'm happy to say we now have a full page. We know how much our community loves its puppers. So we now have a full page. It's page 34 that is dedicated to all of our pet-friendly events. We have Wolfstock coming up, which is turning into one of our larger pet-friendly events. We have the Doggone Egg Hunt, which we did for the first time last year. We have we have information about the Canine Club Dog Park and also about Blue Heron Dog Park, which is out in Welland Park area. So we hope people will pick one of these up, check it out. Learn a little bit more about what they can do with their four-legged BFFs,
Well, and it's learning what we have to offer and then participating in it. And then actually, a lot of these things wouldn't go off if we didn't have good citizen participation.
Oh, for sure. Yes. I mean, we have events and programs that we evaluate, and, we might try something new and give it a go. And if we don't get quite the participation that we expected, or there isn't the interest there that we had estimated, we eliminate them. So this is really based on what the community wants and what they're going to do. We're not going to keep trying something that isn't, meeting a need for the folks who live here. So
can you give some insight I want to go back to the parade for a
Sure,
second
sure.
because that was, to me, it was like amazing to watch it all come together.
Yeah.
It's been a couple years now since we've really been
It
able
has
to
been,
do it
yeah.
full force.
2019 was the last one.
Right. So from 2019 to Saturday, that's a long stretch of time to go and try to think about what you did before. But you guys you got a playbook, and then I'm sure you've got your playbook for events.
We do,
too.
yeah. We have a program planner that our staff put together in advance of each one of these events. So when we're going through the budget cycle, each of our staff, they would put together, if there's an event, a program, a class, something new that they want to do, they have to put together a program plan for it. And that's really, it's kind of similar to a business plan that businesses would have, right? You have to say, here's what I'm proposing, here's how much it would cost, here's how much, if there is a fee to be assessed to the users or the attendees or the patrons, what that would be. It has to include the estimated like marketing and what would the need be for that. And of course, whenever you have a new event or a new thing, you need to do more on the marketing of it whenever it's something brand new. But we have those program planners that go in and then are evaluated as a team. And that's kind of where the origins of things are. So like Woofstock was a staff member's suggestion of an idea. I can't remember how many years ago. It's maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So that was a newer event that really has been growing and has taken off, that, someone put together a program plan and said, I think it'd be great if we had a dog focused event and we could have vendors and we could have adoptable pets there on site and hold it at the dog park and raise awareness and do demonstrations with folks who work with animals. And so that was kind of where the birth of that came from. And then as it has grown and the interest has grown, the program plan for it has grown as well. So that's kind of where things start. And then from there it evolves depending on the size of the event.
But I think that the continuity of the team is also important.
It is. Yeah.
There's not been a lot of change out in since 2019. There's not been a lot of changeover either staff wise. So didn't staff know what they were doing along the way?
It's funny you say that.
you
We've
still
actually had quite a lot of turnover the last couple of years. We've had some folks change, some folks have moved on to other positions, but we had some folks who were here up to. So one of our recreation supervisors, he just left for Colorado, but he had been doing this for years and had really helped work alongside our new recreation supervisor for this event to do the foundation of the plan. So that actually was a great opportunity for some side-by-side training. But I will say the staff as a whole, because it's more than just Parks and Rec, right? So it's like
Right.
director, our assistant director have been here for a number of years and are familiar with the event. A lot of our recreation attendants are kind of a lot of the folks who are on the ground, making sure things are set up and vendors are checked in. We have some folks who have quite a bit of longevity with us and have done multiples of these events before. And then if you look outside of our department, we have a number of, public works and utilities and police,
fire.
and fire who have been here and are they know the traffic plan. They understand how this has gone previously. They've experienced it. So, for the folks for us who are new, they've got one under their belt now, and we'll be ready and raring to go for the next one. But yeah, it was definitely a great event, a great learning experience, and I was just thrilled that people came out and had a good time.
It was pretty phenomenal. The music on stage, the participation from the high school, there was just a little bit of flavor for everybody.
There really was, and I'm so grateful because I think this year, at least in my experience, we just had such a great feedback from folks in the community who wanted to be involved, from WKDW and you guys coming on and helping us do the live stream,
Sure.
traveling the route to the Arts Center, to Kiwanis, to Rockbox, and we had the Northport High School Theater, and we had Universal Dance Academy. I mean, there were a lot of different organizations, as well as our sponsors and in-kind sponsors, who all found a way to chip in and make this event happen. And that's really at the hub of what makes an event so great, is when you have that kind of participation and support from the community as a whole.
That's awesome. And, I managed to get to speak to a lot of the representatives and different spots along the parade route, even talking to citizens.
Yeah.
And, the energy that was there was extremely positive. I didn't see anybody that was just not
Yeah.
happy to be part of it, or even from the citizen side, the viewing side. They had a good time. The kids seemed to have a great time.
Oh, yeah.
Even when I walked back, I walked all the way to the start of the route filming, and then I walked back with a couple of the floats, and just watching the interaction
Hmm.
that was happening with the floats and the crowd.
Yeah.
I thought was pretty cool.
It was great. I remember there was one moment where RJ and I turned to each other before the parade had arrived, and he was like, it just had that sense of community. And that's what we had been missing when COVID had like shut us down from some of these larger events that we had. Virtual is great, and some of our smaller events, I love them all. They all have their place. But when you have a large event like this, you really do get that sense of community pride and of belonging. And it's really a great opportunity for everyone to come out and say, hey, I'm a part of this community. This is what I do. And it was a showcase of all these different organizations and associations and people who, you may not see on your day-to-day or be aware of on your day-to-day. And so, I just thought it was a really fantastic day for our community and for the city at Northport, and a chance for us to come together and heal a little and celebrate the fact that we have this holiday season that we get to be together for. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like anything else. I mean, this kind of feeds into the next big holiday, which I think the next big holiday is the 4th of July, right?
Yeah, that will be our big one. We do have our egg hunts, which are usually a larger event,
Right.
but that one's quicker. In terms of scale and scope, Poinsettia is definitely our largest event of the year. The 4th of July is a close second. And then we have our egg hunts. We have the trick or treat at City Hall. And those are our signature events. But yeah, that's the next big one. But if you're still looking for a little bit of holiday fun, we still have our Swim with Santa coming up. So if anyone hasn't had their fill of Santa yet and you want to have like a good time, you get some Instagram worthy pictures.
Yep.
Santa is going to be joining us for a swim at the Northport Aquatic Center. That's December 18th from noon to 2 p.m. Children under 10 have to be accompanied by an adult. The cost is only $10 per person, but adults are free. So that's a cost per child. And so we have complimentary admission for the adults that will be supervising. And I do strongly recommend that folks pre-register for that event. So we have plenty of space for everyone, but we like to have a good count of who's going to be there. We have a lot of good items that our local community members have donated for a raffle, for giveaways. So there's going to be door prizes and the like there, all kinds of fun things. So want to thank everyone for their generosity with that, who's contributed, and come join us. Swim with Santa. It's our 3rd year swimming with Santa. So
Well, and I pick on our community a lot as far as the voting and things like that, but I think I have to give some props out to the community. One, for the amount of participation, and two, I think there was really one word that kind of sums up how everybody was handling everything. It's respect. I think a lot of people showed a lot of respect to what was happening, how much they were enjoying it, to others. It's kind of fun to watch when you don't really think about that kind of thing, and you're just walking through and you're watching interaction. And that's what I was watching as I was filming. I'm walking up to total strangers a lot of time and trying to interview them and just asking them simple questions. But it was really respectful from start to finish. And then as I walked back and I walked through the crowds and watched them in lines, it was phenomenal. I just think our citizens really needed this. I think they really felt good about it. And I hope that they tell others so that we double the size next year, because I really think that there's no better sales team for our community than our community.
yeah, that's a great point. So yeah, I was very
So
pleased.
I wanted to make sure we brought that in. There was a lot of good help, though. You had Quality TV, who did not only a float, but was a major sponsor. You had Achieva Credit Union, who was a major sponsor and actually was one of the judges.
Yes, Michelle was kind
Um,
enough to repeat. We've asked her a couple of years in a row now to take some time and judge for us, and she is always wonderful person, great supporter, and is always kind enough to step up to the plate when we ask her to. We had Joan Morgan as well, and we had former commissioner, knows a lot about the community. They've done so much, her and her husband and her whole family, to make Northport better. And of course, we had Mark Murphy, who's a member of one of our advisory boards, and he had some good jokes too. He was keeping me chuckling over there. So
nice.
Really, really great group. We had a lot of other folks too. So Quality TV and Achieve a Credit Union were our presenting sponsors, but we had some in-kind sponsors as well. So the Atlanta Braves donated some prizes for our parade award recipients. Home Depot contributed with our poinsettias that you saw all around our beautiful displays, and we so appreciate their support. Lowe's Home Improvement, Chris and his team over there in Northport, they do a great job, and they contributed for our Santa mailbox, and I know they helped a lot of other floats too with material needs. Sarasota County, we have the stage, Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Now, Tropical Smoothie Cafe here in Northport, they gave all the kids in attendance free smoothies that night. So if you went by and said hi to them, your child would get a free smoothie. So it was pretty cool. That was a fantastic way to support us. Walmart Neighborhood Market was kind enough to contribute the use of their parking lot for folks in attendance. And then, of course, we had Imagine Young Marines, the Kiwanis, the Art Center, WKDW, the theater, Northport High School Theater, the Rockbox Music School, Universal Dance Studio, and plenty of city employees and volunteers who contribute up to the event, during the day of the event, and everything to help out. So it was we were thrilled with their support, and we're grateful for it.
Well, and it's really all these businesses, and not that they weren't attached before, but reattaching to the community.
Yeah.
Bless us anyway. We've got Ron DeSantis, and we don't have to deal with a lot of the things that they're dealing with in the northern states. But the fact that we're open doesn't necessarily mean that people have been by to see a lot of these businesses yet.
Sure.
And things are in the working world, things are a little crazy right now. So it was fun to see a lot of the kids. It was really cool to get the high fives. I was getting high fives as I was walking down and talking to them, and just to see the excitement and the participation that they had. And I just think overall, people really had a good time. They had great music to listen to. The city did a phenomenal job getting things set up.
Oh, thank you.
It was probably, I'd have to say, it's probably one of the smoothest poinsettia parades in a while, isn't it?
I mean, in my experience, granted, this was actually my first one where I had attended previously when I first moved here, but this was my first one working it. So I was actually on maternity leave for what would have been my first one as a city employee. So I was one of those newbies who was like, okay, let's see what it's like from the working side, of the event. But in my experience, it was a good night. We have some notes, as we always do, on things that we'd like to improve or tweak and do better for next time. But overall, I think we can be very proud as a community with this one. And I hope people will continue to join us. We've been seeing a trend where a lot of our events are having better attendance than what we have seen over the last 2 years, or it's being sold out in advance of the events, which is why I've been trying to encourage people to pre-register and make sure that you're reserving your spaces. So I strongly encourage that for those things going forward. But I think people are hungry to connect again and get active and get out there. So check out that playbook. If you're one of those people who are really excited to get back out there. I mean, we have a lot of things going on and coming up and things to get excited about. And so I hope people will join us. One of those things, I don't know, John, if you had seen my press release on this, but we're launching our Float for Life program at the Northport Aquatic Center. We have a little launch party coming up on the 8th of this week. It's going to be from 5 to 6:30 at the Aquatic Center. free to stop by. You'll get to see a demonstration of Float for Life and what it is. But we are actually the first center in the state of Florida to offer this curriculum. And our instructors are actually certified to instruct other instructors. So it's really exciting. We can't thank the Rotary Club of Northport Central enough for their support of that program. They actually funded the trainer to come out. They're based in Indiana, and they actually donated the money to fly the instructor out here from Indiana so that we could get certified in that program and add this as a program for the kids and families here locally. And that instructs kids from 6 months of age. I can't remember the cap, but I want to say 5 or 6, about where you'd start your typical swim lessons. But it starts as early as 6 months of age, and it teaches children how to float, turn and float on their back, whether they're fully clothed or not, without assistance, should they fall or jump into water. And so I just think from a water safety perspective and helping our community and understanding the dangers of drowning, I think this is just such an important program and an opportunity for folks to take advantage of some classes and lessons. And it's one of the reasons that Aquatic Center was built, was to offer classes like this and increase the water safety of our residents. So I hope folks will swing by. It's a free kickoff. You can learn about it. Please don't let the money be a barrier. We do have a youth scholarship program.
Nice.
So also generously funded by donations from members of our community. Rotary has been a huge support with that, but so has Publix. So has Suncoast Credit Union. We've had a number of other donors who have contributed to that program, where we will provide scholarships to those who qualify for free recreation programs and lessons, such as swimming lessons or camp program. You can use it for a variety of our things, but that youth scholarship program, you can learn more about it, cityofnorthport.com/youth scholarship. There's applications there. There's a link where you can donate. And you can also just stop by in person. Staff are happy to help you fill it out. You can give us a call. We'll help get you the info you need. But really thrilled with Float for Life for the opportunity to do that. I think it's going to be a great feather in our cap for the city.
Well, and I'm glad that you brought in the fact that there's all these classes that are happening. There's actually funding that's there for anybody who, and I'm going to kind of draw a connection with the food bank. I know that the food bank has been extremely busy. While we're blessed to be in Florida, there are a lot of people that are kind of set back a little bit because of the higher rent. Now we've got higher gas prices. So you're not only just paying higher gas prices, but you're paying more at the food lines, more to go out to eat, all those types of things. And the fact that we're still able to offer scholarships and things like that, I really, how can someone, even if they had a friend who is in need, how can they get that information? What's the easiest way?
They can call us. That's probably the easiest way, talk to a person. I'm a little old school, so I still pick up the phone. Freaks out my younger sister, who is just enough of an age difference there that she's like, no, just text me. Why are you trying to talk to me?
Right.
But you can always call us. It's 941-429-7275. If you click option 1, that'll take you to the Aquatic Center. If you click option 2, you'll get a staff member who can help you with registrations and donations and other events. Take a little.
The value in all of this, and people need to remember that while Parks and Rec is really active, it's a vital part of keeping our community together in some fashion. It's so easy for communities to get disconnected with the city that they live in because of size. We're massive in land mass.
We are. And we're starting to get very large in the number of residents. I mean, we're projected to be over 100,000. So yeah, for sure. I mean, I would say always go to the source, because I think we've experienced that a lot, especially with social. I think it's no surprise that sometimes the rumor mill is alive and well. and people go to different groups and ask questions. And I would just encourage anyone who has questions or would like information to either give us a call, check out our website, stop by and see us in person. You know, we have the community centers, we have the Aquatic Center, we have City Hall, and our staff are, you know, they're here and they're ready and they want to answer your questions. So stop by and see us, but I would encourage folks to just come to the source. You know, don't necessarily believe a person you don't really know on Facebook or social or your neighbor. You know,
Right.
I would verify. And I think that's I tell my kids that all the time because, you know, with the age of the internet and information, you always got to just double check and make sure that what you're finding is actually the accurate information. So give us a call. We're happy to assist with any questions people might have. Our main website for Parks and Rec is cityofnorthport.com/parks and recreation. And I see Marie was kind enough to pull that up. And this is a hub for where you can find all kinds of things. You can get to our pool landing page from here. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll have information about us, why we're accredited, you know, which is a very important. Only 2% of parks and recreation agencies nationwide are accredited. And that means that we hold ourselves to the highest standards of administration and evaluation and making sure that our programs are, you know, we're budgeting them thoroughly and we're making sure we're being responsible for our taxpayers and the folks who allow us to be here and serve you. We also have our annual impact report out there. This is a new report we came out with that is our by the numbers look at Parks and Rec and what we've done in the last year. I would really encourage anyone who has questions about the Aquatic Center revenue or War Mineral Springs Park, does it make money, or the number of folks who have come to it, please download that annual impact report. Take a look at the numbers. We put it all out there for everyone so you can see. We've had a very great year for Parks and Recreation as a whole. In terms of numbers, in terms of the programs, I'm very proud to be a part of this team and of the results we've been able to deliver to our community. And I hope folks will check that out, learn a little bit. And if you see something and you're like, I don't know about that, what does that mean? Give us a call. We'll answer it, see us in person. You can email us. We're parks@cityofnorthport.com, you know, or you can give us a shout on Facebook.
Well, I'm glad that you brought in also where they can find that information.
Yeah.
We've come off of a really a pandemic for the world.
Mm-hmm.
We had a bad start with the Aquatic Center because of COVID, not because it didn't open on time. It was because of COVID. I don't know, and I think we had a great year there, but I'm not even sure that we've recovered to its fullest yet. I think there's so much more potential to be had at all the parks, let alone just the Aquatic Center. Like I said, the activity that I saw at the dog park, it is amazing how many people are enjoying that park, and there's a small part of me that wants to believe that there's a lot of new people participating now because it was taken away from them a year ago.
Yeah. And you know what?
And they're realizing what we have. Go ahead.
No. And I think that's, you know, that we had a number of phone calls. There was a short period of time in 2020 where we had actually closed our parks and green spaces during the pandemic. And I mean, we had folks who were not happy.
Right.
You know, and it's kind of one of those things when something gets taken away and you realize the importance of it. And just from a mental health aspect as well, the opportunity to get out of your house and enjoy the fact that the world is still going on, you know, that there's still these places that you can go and enjoy and see nature and reconnect or work off your energy. I think that's a fantastic insight, John, and I'm glad you said it. So I think the numbers and our usage and the people getting involved has continued to prove that true. So
yeah.
Laura, I had to pop in here because I'm in the background scrolling. I don't know of any community that has that many parks that you can bring your pet with you. All the other places, you may have one or two. That's it.
Yeah,
Why?
well, I mean, we pride ourselves on being dog friendly, and I think that people, especially nowadays, too, not to keep hitting that COVID has made us realize what we have.
Right.
For a
No,
lot of folks, the animals were their support, or for a lot of people, their dogs or their pets are their family members, and I know that's true in my family. My little Coco, she a good girl. She don't move too much, but she's awesome. So we're very proud. We work really hard to make sure that we can offer parks and opportunities for folks who have their four-legged best friends, and they can get out there, and we know how important it is to have that space to walk and exercise and be together. So
For
dogs
those
need
that,
to sniff.
for those that can't see it, I think I counted it right. 19 parks that you can go to in the city of Northport to bring your pet friendly.
Yeah, I trust
with
your
you.
counting, Marie. And I'd say too, if for those of you listening on the radio, if you're looking for this list, you can go to cityofnorthport.com/my local parks, and there's a little
That's
filter at the top where you can select it. There's a little drop down menu, and you can select dog friendly, and it will get you all the information. You'll find the addresses and everything you need for our dog friendly parks. So
I think I came up with 17.
did you?
17.
I wasn't going to
Yeah,
fact check it,
17's
but I'll
on
let
the
you
list.
two.
Now I could be seeing something twice. I don't know.
You can. I mean,
I have my contacts in, not my glasses.
do you have those special
Sometimes they get
contacts
blurry,
that are
sometimes
also
they
the
don't.
bifocals?
Right.
My poor mother tried those, and she was like, nope. She took those out pretty quick.
No, notice Marie is counting now.
That's okay.
I came up with 21 now. Okay, Blue Ridge, Butler, K9, City Center, Dallas, Highland, Hope,
Hey, if I put a $1 bill
La
over
Brea.
there, can you count it out and give me 20?
Marina, huh? Yeah, there you go. I mean, looking at this, Marius, McGibbon, Micah, I can't ever say that word. Micah, how do you say that?
Myakahatchee Creek.
Myakahatchee.
Mhm.
I can say
I had to practice that one though, because I used to say Mayaka and I was corrected. It was like Myaka. So
Mayaka.
yes, I still get in my own head sometimes. I'm like, wait a minute, did I pronounce it right? So my sincere condolences if anyone has ever heard me mispronounce it. I'm doing my best, you guys.
I'm from Minnesota, don't you know? So
Don't you know? Yes.
Don't you know? We wouldn't have guessed that if she'd have kept talking.
If I could have kept talking, but just looking at all the parks, I can't believe I live in Charlotte County, just in case anybody really cares.
So you can still come to our parks, Marie. You don't have to live here to go to them. So you bring your
I live over the border,
Yes.
Yeah, so I do come.
You come visit us. It'll be good. So, and speaking of, I know we only have a few more minutes, John, so I just there's one more event we're holding that will happen before we get together again. It's a new one. It's our winter icebreaker.
Nice.
And so this is also at the Aquatic Center. And I know people are always like, it's winter. Why isn't it open? Well, the amenities in the water park are not heated because water, it doesn't make sense fiscally to heat that water because all the heat would just go into the air because of how shallow it is.
All day long.
Sprayers and yes. So we do not heat those sections. And the water on average right now today is about 63 degrees at this time of year. So, and it's only going to get colder. So for anyone who's wondering, that's why. But the competition pool is open. It's a nice 83 degrees on average. So check that out if you're so interested. But that's why we wanted to give folks a taste of what the water park amenities would feel like in the winter. So everyone's invited to join us for the winter icebreaker. That's going to be January 8th from 10 a.m. to noon. It's only $10 to join it. And we're going to have all the water park amenities that are usually closed this time of year open for you to come. So if you are brave enough to, check out our brisk waters. You see, I had to get my burrs in there.
That's right.
You're welcome to come by. You can enjoy the slides and the lazy river. We'll have hot cocoa available so you can warm up. I've taken my son in once or twice and his lips turned blue. So he is a true Floridian now through and through. But yeah, you're welcome to join us. So that's January 8th. We hope folks will stop by 10 to noon, check it out with us. It'll be a little chilly.
So, any insight on how the city manager feels after the event the other day?
I hope he's happy. I think he was in my brief interaction with him. But
I know
I'll
his
let him
kids had a
speak
good
for it
time.
himself. Yeah, I'll let him speak to how he felt on his own. So,
His kids had a lot of fun. They
well,
were
good. I
riding with
hope they
Joe Lou.
did. That's our goal always at the end. Well, first, of course, first and foremost, safety. We want everyone to be safe. You can't have fun if you're not safe. So,
Right.
but second, of course, is to just enjoy yourself and have a good time and have an opportunity to connect with our community. So I hope they did. I hope they got to meet. I'm sure they got to meet a lot of people and a lot of members of the community. And yeah, we're excited about it. So it's
And the good news is there's more to come.
we always have more to come. So check out our playbook. You'll get to see all of the new things coming up, and I hope you'll come see me there because I love to hang out, meet new people, and chat about what we got going on.
Hey, Laura.
So give.
Oh man, I'm a man.
Go ahead, Marie.
Laura, is your husband's name Jeremy?
Yeah. Yep. That's my husband. Yeah.
He's watching you. Okay.
Hi, Jeremy. He's my number one fan. I appreciate it.
Well, and everybody has a number one.
Yes.
I haven't found mine yet. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I met Carrie. She seems like a gem.
Yeah, she was stomping the ground behind me.
You know what? You found someone who's gonna go along with you and work all these events. That's a big deal.
Well, and I wish I had worn my watch so I could see how much we actually walked that day.
I didn't wear it this time, but for trick or treat, I got 23,000 steps in. So I'm assuming with this one, I got more than that. So.
Well, you walk around City Hall and then you walk all the way to La France and all the way back. It's pretty good.
We'll do that next big event, John. Let's make sure to get our trackers on and we'll have a step count. We'll see where we end up.
I think it's a big deal. I do because being able to take those steps and walking. There's a lot of people out here that are not blessed anymore to be able to get up and go.
It's true.
Oh, we lost him. He kind of went blank. So I dropped it. Oh, there he is. There he is. He's back.
I'm back.
I was trying to remember what the outro was in case you were gone, so I can be
just in
thank
case.
you for joining us.
I just wanted to say I will be in the studio again next year or this year and stuff. And I am one that I'm older now and I have limited mobility. So I am one of those people that it's hard, sometimes to get around like that. And I used to be able to do all that. So.
Oh,
we lost Marie.
I lost Marie.
I'm here. I'm here. I don't have to dominate the conversation.
I feel like I'm next on the list.
You're out of here.
I'm getting prepared.
Well, I wasn't expecting that phone call because that was Ellie. And Ellie has a brand new Google Facebook. And she's learned the code to get into it. And she's learned how to dial us.
That's awesome.
And that's who, 1 minute before the show, that's who called and blanked everything out. And I said, don't let her touch that for an hour. And of course, she did.
That's because she's a smarty.
That was a 3-year-old learning how, or actually knowing how to work technology probably better than me.
That's awesome. She's a smart cookie.
Unfortunately, she kicked me off when she called in, she kicked me, and that's something I have to work with RJ on, but it did kick me off the radio. But we're live on Facebook.
It's all right. We're just rolling with it, John.
Technology is our friend as long as a 3-year-old doesn't get involved.
Sounds like a t-shirt.
It does.
So do you have anything else to add, Laura? We've got maybe 5 minutes left.
No, I mean, I think you guys, just to carry the theme, we were talking about accessibility in our parks. I do want to share one of
thank
our
you.
capital improvement projects has been improving the accessibility in our parks and green spaces as well. So, folks, so for example, McKibben, if you haven't been there in a while and you've stopped by, you've probably noticed there are more sidewalks. We've been really working hard to add connections in our parks, sidewalk connections, so people who have mobility needs are able to get from a parking lot to any of the amenities within our parks and facilities. Our park maintenance team has worked very hard. They've done a survey, they audit our parks, and I'm not sure that that's something people are aware of or would think about there being a need for, but they do go through and assess the parks and see how we're meeting the ADA and other accessibility needs. And we're working hard to make sure all of our parks, anyone who wishes to visit can have a good experience. So I just want to throw that out there since we're, thanks, Jeremy. He's always watching. Thanks, Rick. Appreciate it. But yeah, so I just want to throw that out there so folks know. So please keep those conversations going. Let us know what you need to see. If you haven't answered our community input survey and you have something you'd like to see at one of our parks, that's available at our cityofnorthport.com/parks and recreation website as well. So otherwise, come see us, and thank you to everyone in the community who attends our events, who participates in them, who sponsors them, or gives an in-kind donation to them. We would not be able to do what we do without the rest of our community behind us, and we take that seriously, and we appreciate the opportunity to serve you all.
Hey, and Rick, put the name of your show and what day that your shows are on, so that people know what you do at the radio station too. And I appreciate the feedback there. And thanks a lot for being part of the setup crew to make sure everything was going to go smooth. I think we're going to get better as this goes along. That Parks and Rec has had a few years to do the Poinsettia Parade. That was really our first attempt, and I have to say this because to take a radio station to go live with video, we're kind of blessed. We're blessed to have our own radio station here in Northport. On top of the fact that we're trying to advance the technology so that we can bring video. We're trying to bring good, solid content in. There's great music on our station. There's just about anything that you can find through ethnic sides of living. There's all kinds of things that you can, listen to, but actually get involved in. We're always looking for volunteers at the radio station, as they are everywhere. But, it's kind of cool to maybe jump in and be like Marie and learn StreamYard and be able to do some of these things. And you're not up front, you're in the back, but you're getting noticed. People do notice, people do appreciate. As a show host, I couldn't do a lot of this stuff by myself, and Marie has been gracious enough to help out along the way. And these things matter. It makes her better at what she does. It makes her better on her shows. Marie, you want to jump in here real quick? Just real quick, tell them a little bit about your show. Take about a minute, and then I'll bring Laura back.
Okay, I have two shows, Kaleidoscope of the Arts. Actually, we streamed it today, and it'll air at noon on Wednesday. And then I have Sleuthing Eye-Opening Tales of the Past. And I did a series on the history of the city of Northport, 13 episodes with Joan Morgan about the history of the city of Northport. No, we didn't go dig into the good, the bad, and the ugly too bad. There is some scandal. Oh, wait for more. But that airs at noon on on Friday. And just to let everybody know, John and I heard some numbers about our shows and that. My one on Friday gets over 19,000 listeners, and the one on Wednesday, 17,000. And we said to RJ, who's listening to our show? We go worldwide. So especially streaming, and that we're able to stream worldwide.
And those are only internet numbers.
Yeah, those were only internet. Yeah. So
And how many people watch the parade on video through WKDW Access?
through all of them, because I have all the mediums and stuff, at least 3,800 that I know of. At least
Wow.
3,800. And you know, that's a good thing, because people were sharing. I was able to tell people were sharing during the streaming
Yep.
going on, and afterwards I knew a lot of people. Oh, I gotta be quiet, time's up.
All right, Laura, bring her back up real
Yes,
quick.
sir.
Laura, I really appreciate you taking time out twice in the last 2 weeks now to be on the show and promote Poinsettia Parade, and I just want to give you some kudos because you've done a great job,
Oh.
and give the team thanks from the city of Northport.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. I do appreciate it.
All right, well, you guys have a great day. Drive safe on the way home. I'll be back on Friday, hopefully with some more new technology. We'll just have to see. Have a great day and be safe out there. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.